Hey everyone, so today I'm taking you to a place called the Vyne in Hampshire. This is a house that dates back to the 1500s. My dad has been working on this building for a few years now, helping to restore it and bring it back to its former glory. So come along with us as I show you around. So the roof on this house is what my dad worked on, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What did you do? Explain.
We took the roof off, the whole roof, and replaced it with new handmade tiles. First time the roof had been off in one go since the building was built. The building was built in bits, so the roof had never been off in one go before. So we took the roof off and they put a scaffold over the top of it so that the members of the public could watch the work being done. And they had hundreds of thousands of visitors that went up onto the scaffold to watch the builders doing the repairs.
So that probably paid for the repairs, all the increased ticket sales, just so people could look at, so you could look through the house almost from the top down.
You could see the ceiling, the top of the ceiling, so you could look down into the house.
Oh, that's
but it didn't
cool,
exactly pay for the repairs, but it made a big contribution.
That's very cool. And I'm sure Mum's heard this a million times.
So the big thing was the chimneys down the middle. You can just see those chimneys with the light.
What? These ones?
Yeah.
And that
they
side?
They were bent like bananas.
What, all curvy and wobbly?
Yeah.
And you had to straighten them up?
They had to be rebuilt because they were so bad. Not all of them were rebuilt, just the ones down the middle of the roof.
Okay. Thank you.
Go in a cotton wool press.
So after being used as a family home for hundreds of years, in the 1920s it was turned into a girls' boarding school, and during the Second World War some evacuees were sent to stay at the school, so it was a shelter for evacuees, which is very cool.
Bought this very expensive wall covering. It's called Brocantine, and he got it in Genoa, and he bought miles and miles and miles of it, so all the reception rooms have this lovely covering, and it's made of silk and linen. Very fine stuff. It must have cost him a fortune.
I only have to decorate once every 200 years.
That's it.
Oh, that's amazing.
But there was a saying in stately homes that one generation washed and the next generation redecorated. So that must be about.
Very creaky.
Yeah. I had quite a lot of these floorboards up. There's quite a bit of movement in the corner of that room.
So you notice the things I don't. I like these shutters.
Amazing.
Wooden.
I like the little gold bits on them.
Yeah. Be a nice seat to sit on, and there's not holly on there. So that final place, the bookshop, was actually a room for the servants where they could gather and hang out and stuff. It's now a bookshop, and I just bought a Jane Austen novel because I've never read a Jane Austen book, and I've been saying over Christmas I wanted to get one, and Mum found it, so I'm going to give it a go. It's Mansfield Park. I don't know if it's any good, but I think I've seen the film of Mansfield Park. It's very famous, isn't it? So that bit is a modern edition, relatively.
1760.
That is very modern. But you're saying that end is the original older end.
It's got old, and then there's old vaults underneath it as well.
Oh wow. See that these bits look different to, well, they've tried to mimic that, but that looks different to these.
Yeah.
Did it used to be a family home?
Yeah, the ship has been there for like 250 years.
Oh, looks like a little cottage from this side. Little do you know, it goes all the way down.
It's a bit where they had the heating and the stone floor, and then above that is where they've got this room called the Oak Gallery, which is a beautiful room, normally open.
In 1956, the Vyne was given to the National Trust, so since then it's been run by the National Trust, which does a lot of great work in the UK. What was here?
So there used to be a bridge here, but the only thing that's left are these two piers at the front here, which are leaning all over the place. They're trying to preserve them, stop them from collapsing. That's the only bit that's left of it.
So this bit. What would they turn it into?
I'm not turning it into anything, just trying to preserve.
I see. So apparently it's not just work on the house that they've had done recently, it's on the riverbanks, because the riverbanks burst the banks. Like earlier this year, did you say?
Yeah.
November 2021. So they've had to restore the riverbank so that it doesn't flood. That's pretty. Look at all the sun rays.
Water meadows.
Is it? Seems a bit less fun to work on a riverbank though than the house. Do you roll your eyes whenever you get given a project like a riverbank? Do you prefer to be working on an actual structure?
No, riverbanks are fun.
Who wears white trainers on a walk in the mud? To be fair, I wore the trainers because I knew that they wouldn't want wellies in the house. So I was like, well, I'll wear trainers, I don't mind getting muddy, but...
When we get home.
Thank you. We didn't actually look around a huge amount of the house, so what's the rest of the house? If a family doesn't live here anymore, why did we only see, like, we didn't see any of the upstairs?
Yeah,
or does the family still live here at the same time?
No, there's no family living here anymore. Usually the upstairs, some of the upstairs rooms are on display, and you can go up and down the staircase, look in some of the bedrooms, look in the Oak Gallery on the first floor. But I guess it's probably limited due to COVID restrictions.
I see. So normally you can look around every room?
No, you can't look around the top, right at the very, very top. Some of those rooms are used by National Trust people.
Oh, I see. Like offices?
There's some offices, there's some flats.
Oh, that's cool.
Staff. And there's some rooms that are not open.
Are there any National Trust holiday properties here?
Not as far as I know.
Yeah. Yeah, because don't they have properties that you can stay in?
Yes, there's quite a few rental properties through the village.
Is that linked to the Landmark Trust, or is that different?
No, that's completely different. National Trust.
But similar concept, where you can stay in these old properties.
Yeah.
Like Airbnb, but for old properties.
Yeah.
I like these black gates as well. You always see them on stately homes. What are they called?
Estate fencing.
Estate fencing. Why do they choose this over a wooden fence?
It doesn't rot. It was made by sort of a local forge, and then now just copy the pattern because there's so much of it around the country.
It makes me think of like very posh places if they have black wrought iron fences. So what do you think about all of this?
I love it. I love, just old buildings, the history behind it.
Yeah.
As in the real people that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good, isn't it?
It is.
Although you have to listen to Dad all the time. Although based on my last video, everyone thinks he's fascinating, would love to walk around a property with Dad. Can you believe?
And it's my privilege to be married to him.
We're in the walled garden now. Wall gardens aren't the best to come to in autumn and winter. I'm sure this looks lovely in summer, but So this building is called the Summer House, and it's apparently the earliest domed garden building in England, and it dates from around 1635. And next to the Summer House you have the 100 Guinea Oak, which looks quite worse for wear, but it's still standing and it's over 600 years old. And the reason it's got its name is that William Chute, who owned the Vyne in the late Georgian period, was offered £100 and later 100 guineas for the timber, but he refused to sell it. So now it's still standing after 600 years. So because my dad works on this building a lot, I've always heard them talking about, oh, I'm going to the Vyne today. Yeah, it's the Vyne, the Vyne, the Vyne, the Vyne, for what feels like years. I thought it was a restaurant, so when Mum and Dad said, do you want to go to the Vyne? I was like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, well, let's go out to eat. And they're like, no, it's a National Trust property. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, clearly I don't listen. So you're still working on this bit?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm repairing the brickwork between the shop door and the room above.
Okay.
So lots of cracks in the brickwork, and we're installing some anchors to tie all the brickwork together.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a fantastic job. There's a little queue for the tea shop, but I'm sure it's worth it. As always, we're going to stop for a coffee and a cake. Even though it is about, well, it's 2 PM. That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It won't keep us awake for coffee.
Lunch.
Yeah.
There's Percy the park keeper.
Oh yeah, they have installations, I think, to keep the kids entertained, particularly at Christmas. And one of them is Percy the Park Keeper, where kids can run around and solve clues and things. I'm a bit too old for that now. Mum and I have left Dad in the queue to get the coffee and cake, and we're going to head to the shop now. It's a book about us. The woods. Thank you guys for watching today. I hope you enjoyed our little walk around. I'm going to try to do some more of these, so let me know if there are any places in the UK that you would like me to visit with my parents, probably, because my dad knows far more about these houses than I do. But I really enjoy making them, so yeah, let me know if there's anywhere you want me to go, and I'll see you next time. Bye.